In a small town named Millfield, a strange man appeared one crisp autumn morning. He walked into the local diner, looking disheveled and a bit out of place. His clothes seemed outdated yet futuristic at the same time. He introduced himself as John, a traveler from the year 2036. Most people chuckled at his claim, not believing a word, but curiosity glimmered in the eyes of some. At the diner, John quickly became a topic of conversation. Marla, the waitress, was the first to approach him. She brought a cup of coffee and asked, "So, what's it like in the future?" John leaned in, his blue eyes sparkling with excitement. "The world is different. There's no pollution, and robots help us with daily tasks. But there are challenges, too. Climate change affected the crops, and there are fewer animals," he explained. Marla's interest grew. She wanted to know more, but John seemed to hold back certain details. As the day went on, more customers gathered around him. Mr. Thompson, the town's mechanic, shook his head. "Sounds like a story to me. How do we know you're really from the future?" John smiled knowingly. "I have proof, but you must listen first. I came back to warn you." His voice carried a tone of urgency. "In a year, a large storm will hit this town. It'll be unlike anything you've faced before. If you prepare now, you can save lives." The room fell silent. The thought of a big storm was unsettling. Marla raised her hand. "How do you know all this? If you're from 2036, then you could be lying." "I understand your skepticism," he said. "But have you ever thought about what would happen if we did nothing? It is better to be prepared." Despite the doubt in the room, a few people listened intently. Claire, a young mother, felt concerned. Her daughter, Lily, played silently at her feet. "What should we do?" she asked. "Build stronger homes, stock up on supplies, and work together." John replied, "You will need each other." Throughout the afternoon, John shared other tales of the future. He spoke of advancements in technology and how people learn to live in harmony with nature. The more he talked, the more enchanted Marla became. Her heart raced at the possibility of all that lay ahead. As the sun began to set, John finished his coffee. "Remember, prepare for the storm. Trust me." Everyone sat stunned as the strange man stood and walked out of the diner. His words echoed in their minds. Days passed, and many residents couldn't shake off John's warning. They began making plans, purchasing extra supplies, and helping one another in preparation. Meanwhile, Marla couldn't stop thinking about John. She felt connected to him, as if their goals matched, with the storm approaching. She felt she had to find him again. The very next morning, she returned to the diner and asked the regular customers, "Has anyone seen him again?" Nobody had, but Claire shared what she learned from the whispers of the town. "He seemed to know things nobody in this town could know," she said quietly. Marla's determination grew. "We have to find him. What if he really is from the future?" Together, Marla and Claire set out to search. They visited the library, asking the librarian if anyone had ever mentioned a man like John. She shook her head, but noted an old folklore about a time traveler who occasionally visited Millfield. That evening, they sat in Marla's living room with a bowl of popcorn, browsing the internet for anything unusual that might point them in the right direction. Suddenly, Claire's phone buzzed. "Listen to this." A local news channel reported on strange sightings of a man in futuristic clothing seen near the outskirts of town. Excitement bubbled inside Marla. "We have to go there." They rushed to the described location, which turned out to be an abandoned factory. It loomed in the dark, and the wind howled, chilling their bones. As they neared the entrance, they felt an unusual energy, as if the air around them buzzed with anticipation. "Do you really think he's here?" Claire asked nervously. "We have to find out," Marla replied, holding her breath. They ventured inside the factory, where rusty machinery lay untouched for years. Suddenly, a flicker of light caught their attention. In the corner, they found a strange device that looked like a portal, sparkling with energy. It hummed quietly. Then, out of the shadows, John appeared. "You found me," he said, a gentle smile on his face. Marla felt her heart leap. "I knew you were real. Why did you leave us?" "I can only stay for a short time. "I must go when the storm is coming," he explained. "You have done well preparing. Remember, all storms pass. You will grow stronger." With one last look around the factory, he stepped toward the device. "Trust in each other, and the future will be bright." Before they could speak, John vanished into the light. Left alone in the dark factory, Marla and Claire looked at each other, wonder-filled and confused. In the days that followed, the storm did come, fierce and wild. But thanks to John's warning, Millfield faced it together. They helped each other find safety and rebuild, more united than before. When the winds calmed and the skies cleared, Marla often remembered John, his words, his joy, and the hope he brought. Though he vanished, the future felt closer than ever.